hello, Natalie. Thank you so much for being with us today. So,
my pleasure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah. So you are Vice President of Food Safety and Quality.
Correct.
At Dole Food.
Dole PLC, as we're known.
Dole PLC. Thank you for the correction. Can you tell us a bit something about the company Dole PLC, and also the values of the company, and maybe where you fit in this company as Quality and Food Safety Vice President?
Absolutely. So my role, I'll start with my role. So my role is to support and provide strategic direction on food safety quality for the entire company, so all divisions around the world. And so my teams deal with food safety issues and quality issues, but also regulatory compliance, labeling compliance, innovation when it comes to food safety technologies. Dole as a company, Dole PLC as we're now called, we merged with a company called Total Produce last year. We went public, and so we're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And we are the largest fresh fruit and vegetable provider in the world. And so our passion as a company is, first and foremost, we have a commitment to safety. We're passionate about safety. We're passionate about health and nutrition. We're committed to driving collaboration and innovation with our partners in the industry. And just basically, it's about doing the right thing for our consumers, for the environment, for our grower partners, and for our customers.
As brilliantly said. And actually, of course, you're also part of the steering committee of GFSI.
I am.
And in GFSI since many years, but there is this fostering initiative about food safety culture. And of course, I think it's interesting in your sector. What are the challenges that you may face in the produce sector? And because I guess there are some small companies or small producers that are supplying to you. Right?
Yeah. Well, food safety culture is something that is near and dear to my heart. I had the tremendous privilege of working for Frank Yanis for 16 years. And of course, he, I think penned the first book on food safety culture back in 2002. Yeah. And so being able to be mentored by someone with that kind of vision has been great as I've come to the produce industry, because the one thing that I've realized about food safety culture is that everyone wants to have a strong culture. They just want to know what to do, right? So it's all about driving that awareness, especially in the produce industry. People in the produce industry have been in the produce industry in many cases for generations. They grew up around agriculture, their family was in agriculture, and as the science has evolved, it's important for us to just help them understand what that means in the context of what their operation is. And so I think that at Dole, we have a strong food safety culture. Of course, culture is always changing, always evolving. But we have tremendous commitment from the very top, from our board of directors and our senior leadership, all the way down to our frontline employees. Everyone wants to do the right thing, and everyone wants to provide safe, healthy, nutritious food for our consumers.
And you mentioned also sustainability, and it's one of the topics of the conferences. Which bridges do you see between food safety and sustainability? Is it something that's also in the connection with the producer, or the education to producers, something that that can be combined?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in many cases, produce is more integrated, or sustainability is more important to the produce industry than almost any other industry, because climate change is a major threat to the way that we do business. And so food safety and sustainability actually can partner quite well in the area of sustainability to improve not just the safety of the product, but also the sustainable way it is produced. So for example, in the Yuma, Arizona growing region, which is in the desert region of Arizona, for years, the industry has used what's called furrow irrigation. So basically water is diverted from main canals and lateral canals into the field, and it floods the rows in between the beds of produce so that it can irrigate the produce. Of course, that requires a tremendous amount of water, but there's also a food safety risk there, because if that water isn't being monitored closely and it gets up onto the edible portion of the leaves or the fruit, it can cause contamination. So we did a pilot using drip tape irrigation. So basically we buried a drip tape line. It allows us to directly deliver moisture and nutrients to the roots of the vegetables when they need it. And it also removes and eliminates the risk of having contamination applied to the foliar surface by the water itself. So it's a great partnership.
And a great example indeed of how you can work on both ends and,
Absolutely.
and save water, less water, less contamination. And
Absolutely. Water scarcity is a real problem in many parts of the world, including many parts of the United States. So it's important for us to be both safe and sustainable.
A great example. And maybe a last tip. We made a survey in the LinkedIn network of food safety professionals, both in France and in Spain, and they said that the biggest challenge for them was to engage with the top management, to convince them, to motivate. To have this leadership, which is so important in terms of food safety culture. Do you have any tip or that you could give them? So how to engage with your management in terms of food safety culture?
Absolutely. So for food safety professionals and trying to lead up and engage with the management, I think it's important to remember that you have to communicate why food safety is important in terms that they understand. They're business people, they have a bottom line, and it's important for them to understand doing it the right way, the safe way, the first way is always the best way. And so I think helping them understand how food safety actually becomes an enabler to help the business be better is really important. We collaborate very closely with our senior leaders at Dole. They rely on my team to help drive. In fact, we have a program, it's a food safety culture program with our frontline employees in our vegetables division, and it's called 6 Steps to Being a Food Safety Hero. And it's the 6 things we want the employees to know when they walk on the floor to make sure that they're always doing the right thing, the safe thing. But what's interesting is that the word HERO is actually an acronym for helping enhance results in operations, because we want to drive that partnership and that collaboration through food safety. So that would be number 1. The number 2 thing would be, when it comes to fresh fruits and vegetables, it's something that everybody consumes. Not everybody consumes meat, not everybody consumes dairy. Everybody consumes fresh fruits and vegetables. We feed it to our families, we feed it to our loved ones, and people want it to be a part of a healthy lifestyle and healthy diet. And it's important that it's safe in order for that to be the fact. So helping everyone understand the why behind what needs to be done and why, and what that impact can look like when something goes wrong, I think is tremendously impactful for every level in an organization to understand.
Thank you. There are also two great tips. Work on our communication and speak the language of the management. So find this way of communicate, and also we speak find the consumer in all of our employees. That it's true that we all want to be are proud of the products that we manufacture, we produce, and we are happy to show them to our families, and that's something that we
absolutely.
We
People want to do the right thing, and they just need to be shown how.
So thank you very much, Natalie.
Great. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.